everyone, welcome back. We're at my house today, so welcome home. I'm gonna do a video today on series that I want to read for 2019. Some of these I'm behind on, some of these I'm up to date on, but these are the 21 books that I want to read for 2019, and not the only 21 books, but besides the ones that I would normally read, and these are the ones that I want to incorporate into my 2019 TBR. A lot of people do a TBR jar. I am not going to do a TBR jar because I don't like randomness, really. I can't, like, I'm random in myself, in my own way, but I can't just like pull the name of a book out of a jar and be like, oh yeah, that's what I'm gonna read today. I don't see that working for me. So this is not in any particular order. Some of them don't release until throughout the year this year, so obviously I won't be able to read those until they come out. Some of them are already out and are older series, so I can incorporate those anytime I've got time to. That's just how I go with it this year, and we'll see how far I get. And if you've got a series that you want to read this year, feel free to comment below and let me know what you're reading and what you're wanting to incorporate. If you've got any suggestions for me, add that too. I'm always up for suggestions. The first book I want to say that I'm going to read in a series is the second book of Furyborn. It's called Kingsbane, and it comes out in May of 2019. The first was absolutely fantastic. I loved it. Actually have done a booktube on it. The second book in a series that I want to read is the second to The Savior's Champion, called The Savior's Sister. I will do a review for this book as well. I haven't got there yet, but I'm going to. Fantastic book. Very, very action-packed, fantasy-filled, wonderful book. So I'm super excited about the second book in the series coming out. It's called, again, The Savior's Sister. So that's book 2 in my TBR for 2019. And I'm not sure when it comes out. I'm not sure what the release date on it is, but I know it's coming out this year. So I'll keep you up to date on it as well. For the next 3 books I want to read, it is going to be the Bone Witch series. The first one came out 2 years ago. The second one came out in 2018, which is that one. And the third one comes out in 2019, in March, actually, of 2019. So these 3 I want to read before March so that I can do a review for the third book and get these 3 in before March, which I think is kind of doable. Should be doable for me. Anyways, that's my goal with this series, is to read this, and I don't know anything about it, so I was really shocked and pleased to get it and super excited to start it. And I have kind of put it off with the holidays and everything going on, but looking super forward to starting this in the new year. My dog's running around. It's okay. We keep a bell on her so we don't lose her. She's that little. Now, for the next series that I want to read, this one's kind of older and been around, I think, since the 90s. At least the first one came out in the 90s. The last one came out in just a few years ago, I think. Anyways, my mother loves this series, and everybody I've talked to that's read this series absolutely loves it. So I'm going to try and dive in. There are 8 books in this series, and that series is the Outlander series. And yes, I know most of you are jealous right now because I have one with the original cover. I only have 2 books in the series so far, the first one and the fourth one, which the fourth one isn't going to do me much good until I get the other 3 between the first and that one, or 2 between. Yeah, that my math is not working right today. So super excited to start this series. Hope to get them all in this year. If not, of course, I'll finish them up next year. But the plan is to get them all in 2019. And again, there's 8 books. And the list of the 8 books is Outlander, Dragonfly and Amber, Voyager, Drums of Autumn, The Fiery Cross, A Breath of Snow and Ashes, An Echo in the Bone, written in my own heart's blood. And yes, I have a cheat sheet that I'm reading because I can't remember all of that. Super excited about starting this series. Again, everyone that I've talked to who's already read this series absolutely loves it. And of course the TV show is out, and I've cheated a little bit and watched a little bit of the first season, but I didn't get to watch all of it. And I won't be watching any more of it until I actually read the series. So I'm going to be good. For the next series I want to read, it's going to be the Endgame series. There's 3 books in this series, and I haven't read any of these, and yes, I'm behind on this one as well. I know that. Again, I'm behind on a lot of things, but I eventually get caught up, so it's okay. This one is the Endgame series that I want to read. The first one is The Calling. The second one is Sky Key, and the third one is The Rule of the Game. I don't know much about this series either. I think it's sci-fi. Anyway, I've heard it's really good. Would like to read it. It's one of those random see it and go, sounds like a good thing. So I'm going to give it a try and see. If I can't make it past the first book, I'll definitely let you know, because if I can't make it past the first book, then I won't be reading the rest. But from reviews that I've read, I've not talked to many people who's read this series, but I have read a few reviews. They've been good, so we'll see how it goes, and I'll keep you posted and up to date on how it's going for me. For the last series that I want to incorporate into 2019 is the Maze Runner series. Again, I'm behind in this one as well. I haven't read any of these. I do know that it is young adult, teen, fantasy / fiction, somewhere in there. It sounds really good, and again, I've talked to several people who've read the series and absolutely loved it, so I'm looking forward to getting to start this one. There are 5 books in this series, which I love series, and sometimes the more books the better, so I'm super excited when I can follow characters throughout a specific set of books and a specific set of timelines, and just grow with them and get to really develop their characters really well. I like that a lot. But the first book is Maze Runner, the second is The Scorched Trials, the third is The Death Cure, the fourth is The Kill Order, and the fifth is The Fever Code. That's a total of 6 series for this year, with a total of 21 books to read, on top of others that I will end up reading for sure. But that's just my plan for 2019, and hopefully I can squeeze them all in. If I can't, I'll let you know which ones I didn't get to and what will be carrying over into the next year. So happy reading! Again, if you have suggestions for series to read, please drop it in the comments below. If you've already read these series and you liked them or didn't like them, drop that in the comments as well. Let us know what you thought of that. Be sure to hit subscribe and the bell and the thumbs up. Let us know your thoughts on everything going on.